So now, how do we work with the remote repository? That's a question which we all should ask. So if you look at the model, this is my laptop, this is your laptop, this is someone else's laptop, all the other developers. So you all are working in your own local repository. This is a repository, and how to work you have seen it in the previous session. So each one of us is working against the different repository. So the problem is, how do I share the code? How do I share the code with each other? So here Git is saying, hey, do one thing. Please hear me out clearly. Any two repository can sync to each other. This is the repository to this one, or this is the repository, can sync to each other. Sync, I'm saying sync. I hope you understand that. So sync means there is a one commit, two commit, three commit here. And if you push that, these three commits will come to this repository also. So this is called push. And let's say there is a two additional commits you have here, and you pull it, so you get it here also. And this is called pull. So it depends on what you want it or give it. Push and pull you can do between two repository over the network. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you?
Yeah, Rajesh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So theoretically, it's very simple, guys. Remember, repository means, please don't get confused. Repository means the place where the versioning is stored. This is not repository. This is not repository. This is the repository where the commit is being stored. So yes, theory is very simple. Between the two repository, you can do the sync of the objects, committed objects, and that using the you can do using the push and pull. Depends on what you want. So now the next question is, okay, fine, we can do the push and pull between the two repository, two repository, but which is the protocol, communication protocol, which will be used between the on the network? So two protocol is supported by Git, and that is one is SSH and another one is HTTP. That means if you want SSH, for SSH, if you remember, I might have teach you in the Linux session. SSH means you need a user ID, password, and IP address, correct? And the directory which you want to pull against and push against. And for HTTPS protocol to work, you need IP address, and then your repository should be accessible over the HTTP web server need to be stored like Apache or Nginx or something like that. Are you understanding, all of you? So two protocol is being used for pushing and pulling. Please always remember that. SSH and HTTPS. SSH is faster compared to HTTPS. Make sense?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay, so now the question is, there is a problem actually. Next problem. Just look at this. You have only four people in the team as per the image. So that means one person has to do the push and pull against three person. No? Don't you think so? Correct? No? So if you have people, if you have a team of 99 people, then how many times you have to do the push and pull? You know that. So you are spending too much of time on the push and pull than coding or testing. Don't you think this is a major problem which each one of us will have? Everyone will remember the everyone else repository and then do the push and pull against each other. Keep doing it again and again. And this will create a really mess actually. So much a problem. What do you feel? All of you?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
So what to do in that case? So we as a team member, we all of 6-7 people decided, let's do one thing. Let's not do the push and pull against each other, but let's do push and pull against only one repository. And this repository we will host at company resources. Means some machines will buy from the IT team and will create one repository over there. It's remember, it's not a server. It is not a server. It is only containing the central repository or master repository. There is a difference between the server and the master repository. There is a difference between the server and remote repository. There is a difference between server and central repository. Please remember that. So this server will host the team repository. The repository is just like us only. Though this repository will be used for this pull and push. So now we are not fighting with each other. So if I want to send my code, okay, let me send this code to my central repository or remote repository. Okay, this is my central repository, remote repository, both it can be acting like this. And I'll do the push. And if I want it, I'll pull against it. The protocol is SSH and HTTP. What about this model? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rajesh,
So this is,
Rajesh, earlier I was asking a question, remember, like when you were explaining about branching. So this is what I was envisioning. So push and pull when you're explaining, like, there is a central folder. So I was envisioning that along with like that branching concept
yeah,
that you were
yeah.
telling. Yeah,
I understood that. I understood that. So
yeah.
that's
So
the reason I
now
said,
I think it's clear. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I understood that time. So that's the reason I said I'll come back in future.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here we made one server which is owned by IT team. We created one repository. There's no server actually. Server means one box, okay, and where we created one remote repository or central repository. And now anyone can push and pull against this repository. The protocol is SSH and HTTPS. And this is very much supported by Git. Linus Torvald is the father of Git as well, along with Linux. He said, yeah, this model is sufficient for us. When say us means what? Actually, you know what? Git was not developed for us, for you and me. It was developed for the storing the source code of kernel. Yes. Why? Because Linus had a fight with Bitbucket team. They were using at that time Bitbucket were being used for the storing the source code. So I had a fight with it. Eco fight converted and we got this tool, and now this tool has become so popular. We all are using it. Yeah. Anyways, so here, so now you have different repository. Okay, different repository, and we have a central repository or master repository or remote repository, whatever you want to call it, and we'll do the push and pull, and it's good. But that is where many people have come back on this model and they're starting, hey, we need more features. So let me talk about it. So here here Arup has come and he said, hey, I'm fed up with the command line. Actually, I don't like command line. I need UI functionality on top of this one, remote repository. Not in local, you don't want local UI, because this is something which is accessible in your Explorer itself through the ID and all, you can use it. But you need a UI. And Linus Torvald said, Arup, sorry, we don't have any plan to add this feature. Then Atul came and he said, I need one more feature where I can create a documentation. Confluence, which is the documentations tool, I want on top of this only. So I'll write a code in the same place, I'll write a documents. Linus said, no, don't have a plan for doing that. Kavita came and she said, I want issue tracking capability on top of remote repository, just like a Jira. I don't want different tool to be used in a way. So every places I'll have a Jira. I mean, I'll have something like an issue tracking tool in the same place where I'll have a code. Linus said, no. I think Kavita, we have two times. We are joining from the two different machines.
Yes, actually, in one machine, my microphone is not working, Rajesh.
Okay, yeah. And Lakshmi, so she said she's the CTO of the company. She's the CTO of the company. and she said, I need, I cannot allocate the one server, one large box, only for hosting one repository, but I want to host multiple repositories. Think about it, enterprise problem. Think about it, enterprise problem. And Linus said, no, boss, we don't have a time for doing all this, not interested. And then Paresh has come, he's from the security, and said, hey, we have so many repository at one place and so many branches we have, and we want to give the role-based access. It's not like everyone will get everything. And Linus said, no, we don't have any plan for doing that. So what I'm trying to tell you overall, the concept of the Git, which I talked about it's supported, but if you're looking for the more features like wiki integration, issue integration, CI integration, CI means continuous pipeline and all stuff like that, I'll show you and all, and ability to manage the multiple repository, ability to manage the multiple organization, ability to assign the access to the repository, read, write, delete based on the roles, those features, which is we call it enterprise friendly features, is not available on Git by Git. Did you understand that, all of you? The problems with the Git?
Yeah, Rajesh.
So that is where, you know, guys, what has happened. So the story of the Git is over. That is where many organizations came up and said, hey, no problem. If Git is not providing these features, if Linus Torvald is not providing these features because he's busy with some other project, let me provide it. So GitHub has come, GitLab has come, Bitbucket has come. Spelling mistake many places. Bitbucket has come, Gerrit has come, AWS has come, Azure has come, Google Cloud has come, and many more vendors like this has come and said, hey, no problem. You need these features, I will provide it to you. Maybe if you want to use it for open source product, you can use free of cost. But if you're looking for the commercial organization, paid product, you have to pay a little bit of money for this. So now these are the organizations, these are the products basically. You can say GitHub server, you can say GitLab server, or you can say Bitbucket server, but you should not say Git server because in the Git architecture, there is no server as such. Am I making any sense? Why we call it a Git is a distributed? So Git is a different, GitHub is a different. So don't mix it. So Git is a repository where you store the source code. GitHub is a repository management hosting platform. Correct? All of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So now what to do? Nothing great, guys. You need to come to the GitHub and start opening one account. So anyone can open an account here. Okay, this is the one. I've logged in already. You can register. I don't think so I should teach you how to register now. And I'm sure you must be very fond of that. It's a free website, anyone can go for this. And here I have created organizations. So by default, when you log in, you will create they will create a one organization. So my default organization is DevOpsSchool, DevOps-School. Okay. And after that, I created few more organizations here and create organizations. So like that, one more organizations I created, that is demo temporary here. So this organization, I use it only for the demos actually. See, so this is the repository. So now, can I create a repository on GitHub UI? So what is the today's date? Saturday, right? Yeah. So Saturday and December 2022 and public. So here, I earlier in the laptop, you did init command, right? If you, I hope you remember. And here you are creating a repository public, That means accessible and visible by everyone, but only you can modify.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.